Yo guys, what is going on? How are y'all doing? It's Crazy Batter back with another video. Now, this video I wanted to go over a kind of bigger topic in a way you could talk about that not many people do a lot of research on, or they just kind of do it and don't think about it, or um, like they kind of get frustrated with it, and that's moving from console to PC. And I'm not the best player at Rainbow in general for it. Have I tried to get better? Yes. So we're gonna go through that whole process and what it's like, and for someone like me, like how it was kind of. I'm gonna kind of give you guys my own experience and how I struggled to do what it was, and now how I'm so much better, like compared to when I just started. Like I started, and I believe around July is when I built my PC. So yeah, other than that, I wanted to just go over a quick couple things, tips, and just everything you're gonna sort of need to know for a beginner guide of going from console to PC. So let's get right into this video.
Four eliminated.
Okay, so when we first talk about everything there is to switching from console to PC, the first thing you think about is the games that you're gonna play. So when I first built my PC, I knew nothing about the games. I obviously like I knew what games I wanted to play, and Rainbow was one of them. I literally played Rainbow all the time on console, so I was like, okay, gonna do the same thing on PC. Um, it can be the same thing with other people with like say Fortnite, because that's game still big. No matter how old it gets, it'll still be big. Um, so when I first switched over, I watched so many YouTube videos on how to make a PC. I never kind of, because I built my own, so I never kind of thought anything into the gaming aspect of it. So when I built it and I started playing things like Rainbow, I understood I was gonna have to learn how to play with this new kind of quote unquote controller, because you have a mouse and keyboard and it's not a controller, because it's just like using a controller. So there's a difference in the PS4 controller and the Nintendo Switch controllers and the Xbox controllers. They're all different. Now, do you have to learn how to use them differently? Yeah, because they all have different feels to them. They're all different sizes, they're all different shapes. That's basically what the keyboard and mouse are. Now, one of the hardest things was when I first started playing, I didn't realize how much having a good graphics card actually means to you, and like having something that'll keep up with everything. And so I basically started out with a really crappy graphics card. I had Vega graphics, basically just able to run low settings and everything like that on Rainbow. As you could tell in my last video, the graphics were pretty bad. Now they're going to get better obviously as time goes on, and I just bought myself a new one, and it came in last Sunday, and I hooked it up and everything like that. So the videos that you guys are like the clips that you guys are watching right now, you can see there's actually a complete difference in the way that I play. I didn't think that it had that much to do with it. And I also started around maybe a little bit earlier last week. I started watching videos like how to actually get better, cuz I don't know, I was just randomly playing one of the days and I was like, I just want to get better at this game. Like I want to try and get better. So obviously I still have to find like some people to play with around like that. Like that obviously helps, but I wanted to get better like as a person myself, and I wanted to get better at the game. So I ended up watching some videos and I found a game that was for like $10 on Steam. And if you guys are somebody that has a PC and you're struggling to kind of get better at aiming and stuff like that, the perfect way to honestly do it, I believe it is Kovacs Aim Trainer. So it's now called Kovacs the Meta. It's a $10 game. If you have money and you want to actually get better at it, or Christmas just passed, I know if you got maybe a gift card or something like that to Steam. I know games are on sale now. I don't know about Kovacs because it's only $10 to begin with. I don't know, whatever. Like honestly, it's probably the biggest help that you're gonna get. I'm somebody who uses Kovacs before I play every single rainbow game now. Before I even click the um, icon to get into the game, I click on Kovacs. And Kovacs is basically it's a name trainer, so it's going to teach you to flick. I'll put down in the description what I use in order to get it, but I think that switching from console to PC, you don't realize how much harder it is to aim. It's easier, but it's also harder because you have to learn a whole different tactic. Like you have to move a mouse. You're not just moving a little throttle stick. Like it's not the same. It's completely different. You have to click different buttons in order to shoot. You're not just clicking right trigger or left trigger to aim. It's a whole new system to you, and you need to learn all the keys to it. Uh, I have smaller hands. I'm a girl, so it's harder for me to kind of work around that, and it sucks at points, but I seem to kind of get my own setup, and that's something that always, if you're switching over and say you're not comfortable with the way that the defaults are, switch everything up. Everybody switches their stuff up, especially if you're playing something like a game like Fortnite. Switch your keys up. If I believe, I don't know, I used to play Fortnite a really long time ago, maybe about a year ago, if that, maybe longer. But I remember when I first started playing on mouse and keyboard, I would plug it in, obviously, to the Xbox, and I would play on that. But I do remember the keys for building were insanely far apart. And it was just like, dude, I can't do this. So I went through, and you go through and you pick what's the most comfortable for you. You can't go into games looking at what other people say or what other people play with because they play with what is comfortable to them. Now you need to play what's comfortable with you, and that's probably the biggest takeaway that you will ever get in a whole switching to PC because you don't think you're like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna use this person's PC settings. Like, okay, their sensitivity they have it at a good 5 or which is really low, but you also have to look at the DPI that they use, like and everything like that. You need to make it your settings, not other people's settings. You don't need to be other people. You just need to be you. And that's probably one of the hardest things to do is to find the right and perfect sensitivity for any kind of game that you're using. Um, but it's just you need to get that down, and once you get the sensitivity down, and you have to stay consistent with it because if you don't stay consistent with it, and say you're having a really bad day and you're like, I'm gonna change my sensitivity, it feels way too slow for me today, then you go off and you pop off. Well, the next day you come back and you play the same exact game and you're getting no kills again and you're switching your sensitivity again. Now, you're never going to be able to stay consistent like that. So, finding what you want and then you'll be able to aim and you'll be able to convert that over to something like Kovacs and you can actually learn how to do it the way that you want to do it, not what other people want to do because other people don't have the same size hands as you. Like nobody is the same. We're all different in a specific way, and it's supposed to be like that. And you guys need to take that into like everybody needs to take that into the gaming world too, because I'm not going to use the same sensitivity as the person next to me on console as well. So if you are somebody who's playing console, don't look at what other people use for console because if you can't control like the sensitivity in whether you're on console or PC, then you're never going to get kills. You're going to look like a complete idiot just standing and twirling in circles not aiming at anybody and you're just aiming at the sky at one point. Um but yeah, so I think the biggest thing to when you're switching from console to PC is finding what you like and finding how you want to do it, not what other people want. Now, I when I watch a ton of these videos on YouTube and stuff like that, like they kind of say the same thing, but they never told me things like, "Oh yeah, you're going to need to learn how to aim." That's something that it's not going to be easy, but it takes time and you're going to get it. I've been playing seriously finally Rainbow for like maybe the past month and a half now, or I mean, 2 to 3 months now. And dude, I have loved every second of it. I've gotten better, so much better, and it's just more fun. And I use my own sensitivities and stuff like that. I looked at what other people use. I tried those at first. I didn't like them. I was like, okay, I need to take this into my own hands, and I need to create everything that I need to create in order to make it better. So do what is most comfortable to you, because you could literally be another person and do what other people do, but it's not you. Like, it's just like you don't copy other people because they might not know the same things that you do. Like, you don't cheat on a test all the time, which most people have, but you don't cheat on a test because you don't know if their answer is right. And so that's what it comes down to, is that you just need to figure out what you want to do, and then you can build off of that. So I think that's the first step in order to kind of switching over to console. Console's a completely different game than PC, and PC is a completely different game from console. So um, you just really need to understand everything that there is to understand to it. It's not something that's going to be easy to do 24/7. It's going to take time. Everybody takes time in order to kind of get to their best person. Like, do you think that Bolo just overnight was like, oh, I'm great at this game now? Like, no, he took time and he plays it all the time. And that's another thing, is that people say, oh, yeah, time is not a factor at all. Time is a factor. Now, some people are just great at the game to begin with and say they switch over, and there's many people that are, and they're just naturally good at it. But if you hand them a controller, it's completely different. Like, it's just a completely different ball game. And some people have amazing aim on console. Like, it's insane. Now, if they were to switch over to PC, it kind of be harder for them, but they'd probably take the time that they did to figure out how to do it well on the other thing as well. And I just honestly think that you need to start with the way that you want to start and not how other people start. And I think that if you are somebody who's switched over and is still struggling and stuff like that, if it's specifically with Rainbow, switching over to Rainbow, you already know the strat. You already know how to rotate and everything like that. It's just now you need to take it into your own hands, and you need to make it your game and not everybody else's game. Um, so yeah, I honestly think that the number one thing is make it yours. Don't make it other people's. Like, I could tell you what my sensitivity is and what my DPI I use is. Like, it's not gonna make a difference because we might not have the same anything. Like, you might be somebody who likes a faster sensitivity, where I'm somebody who likes sort of almost a slower sensitivity. But yeah, so I think that's what it comes down to in the end, is you need to be you and don't be other people, and other people will do what they want to do because that's the game that you have to do. That's how you make a game fun. So as I said before, I will leave the Kovacs down below. I will try and get the link to that as well. So if you guys are new to console, or I mean new from console, then and you're playing Rainbow, say, just kind of ease into it. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take practice. You can't just be a pro league kind of player overnight. It's doesn't work like that. I wish it did, because everybody would do it then. Um, and I will also, if you guys want to know my sensitivities, I'll let you guys know anytime. Just leave a comment, whatever. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed. I will see you guys next video. And don't forget, leave a comment, dude. Seriously, because I wanna read them. I wanna see what you guys have to say about what it's like to switch from console to PC if you guys did it yourself, or if there's something else that I didn't touch on, because there's a ton of reasons and ton of things. But I really kind of wanted to focus on, like, just make everything about you and what you guys like, not what other people like, because you're not them, and you're not going to do the same thing as the person next to you just because you're not them, as I said. So I think the biggest part is aiming's going to take time. the whole everything is going to take time, but you have the strat. You already know the strats that you need to do. And something like Rainbow is a completely strategic game. Something like Fortnite, you need to use strat. Like, you need to pick which gun you want to use, like what operator you want to use. Like, it's a whole 9 yards with it. And that's what gives you the leg up when you switch over. But definitely just make the game yours. Don't make it other people's. So I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.